Rare that I would put blush on the apples of my cheeks. I feel like that's like more of a natural look. There's nothing natural about this look. Hi everyone, this is Chrislyn and I'm about to do a full face of makeup with products under $10. Now I do want to point out that there's one product that is $15, and that's the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation powder. That's going to be the only product that's going to be above 10. Oh, I do want to point out that I'm trying all of these products for the first time. Of course, I've tried the powder foundation from NYX before. I've tried the CoverGirl True Blend Skin Primer. I've tried these. I've also tried the Maybelline concealer. So I've tried some of the products before, but I still want to give it a go because some of these have been the most loved products. I wanted to give them a test again because I feel like there's so much new makeup coming out every single day and we forget about these old products that actually worked for us once upon a time. So I'm gonna start with pulling my hair back because that would be helpful. Last but not the least, I want to mention that there's a skincare product in this as well. I personally love this moisturizer because it is a hydrating moisturizer, but it's also oil free for those that have really oily skin. I get really oily around the T-zones, which is why I like to use oil free products, whether it's makeup or skincare. And so I'm about to go in with the Neutrogena oil free acne moisturizer. Typically, you would moisturize like 15 to 30 minutes before you apply makeup, but in this case I'm not. I've done my eyebrows off camera because I just feel like it's a waste of time.
I really don't have luck with eyebrows. I mean, there's some people that have great eyebrows and then it's me.
I will mention it's the e.l.f. Eyebrow Instant Lift Brow Pencil in the shade Neutral Brown. That's what I've used. It's pretty dark, so I like to use a bone minimizing primer, which is the CoverGirl, as mentioned earlier, and just a little bit. I don't like caking my face with too much product because it really does end up showing at the end when you're done with your foundation and stuff. You can really see the layers of cake. Next up, I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Rose 3-in-1 Primer Water, and this is my first time using it, but I've heard a lot about it, so it does smell like rose as it says, but it's not a strong rosy smell. It doesn't irritate the skin. I'm gonna let this dry and I'll be back in a sec. Alright, so I'm back. I'm gonna dive into the foundation. One is the Wet n Wild Dewy Photo Focus Foundation, and the other one's the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. So the matte one, I'm guessing it's matte, I don't know. So these are two different shades. One's caramel in the dewy and cream beige in the regular foundation. So I'm gonna try and see which one best suits my skin tone. So I'm going in with the dewy foundation and caramel. I mean, I don't know. Let's try cream beige. So that was difficult to open, like my hands have turned red opening that, but I'm about to try the regular matte foundation, I guess, in the shade cream beige. I think I'm gonna mix these two foundations because I don't want to look too pale, at the same time I don't want to look too orange. Yeah, I'm gonna mix these two. I'm sorry if I keep looking this side because that's where my mirror is. I don't know if that's a lot. I just don't know what the coverage is for this foundation, so I'm going ham. You don't need to. If you're testing out products, you want to know if it's worth buying. I mean, if you already bought this foundation, it's great. But for those of you who are looking to buy this foundation and haven't bought it yet, I'll let you know in a second. So this is the e.l.f. sponge. I really like it. I'm allergic to the beauty blender. I always break out, and I switched to this one. It's like a medium coverage. You can still see my skin. The shade's alright. I think I can make it work with the concealer. Yeah. I'm actually gonna add a little more. And this is the shade cream beige, because the other one I feel is a little too orange for me. I'm more on the neutral side. I really like the foundation, to be honest. See, it's giving me a little more coverage, but it's definitely not full coverage. Alright, next up we're going in with L'Oreal Fit Me Concealer in shade 25 Medium. I remember this used to be the only concealer I would use because it's so lightweight and does the job and doesn't look cakey and blends nicely. So yeah, it's brightened my face a little bit, which is what I want, but I'm not gonna lie, I want a little bit more. Why not? I have quite a bit of creasing under my eyes, like natural creases, so I like to look up and blend my concealer. So now I'm going to go in with the LA Pro High Definition Concealer in Toast. This was everywhere on the internet once upon a time. Everyone would use this except me, because where I lived we didn't have this brand. So yeah, and then when I finally found it, I grabbed it. I really like it. However, I'm not big of cream contour person. I like to just go with a bronzer. As you can see, like I've gone really lightly with it. I just don't like harsh lines on my face, especially with the cream, because I feel like it can be tricky if it's not something you do every day. I do enjoy it though. I'm not going to go overboard with contouring because I am going to go ham with bronzing. I do like to do this one thing because I do have like a little bit of a droopy nose. Using the concealer, like a really tiny amount, I would go in just under my nose. You don't want to blend it to a point where it's like gone, but you just want to blend it a bit, and that way it kind of lifts your nose a bit. Now I'm going to go again with the Wet n Wild Rose Primer Water because it's also a setting spray, and I like to set my cream products before I go in with powder. I think it really helps if you're trying to prolong your makeup. It really works for me. Alright, so I'm gonna powder my face with this Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation powder, and like I said, this is $15, but it's a really good powder. It's an extra $5 above the $10 budget, but I would say it's a really good powder. I also really like the Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. I used it all summer last year and the year before, but it just really sets the foundation so nicely, and it's really lightweight. I don't really set the entire face just because I want to keep the dewiness that the foundation is giving. but I do want to powder the T-zone because that's important. Alright, next I'm going in with the Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette. The name of the palette is Color Icon Stop Playing Safe. I really like the colors in this. The green is calling my name. It doesn't have a mirror, I'm just pointing that out, but for the price point you really can't complain. All I really care about is formula of the eyeshadows. Alright, so I'm gonna go in with the transition shade here. If you've noticed, I haven't put any concealer on my eyelids because I naturally have pigmented eyelids, which really works as a base for my eyeshadows. I like to keep it the way it is. I think that this is a really smooth, buttery formula because it is blending really nicely. Alright, next to deepen the crease, I'm going to go in with this shade. Like, because they aren't like overly pigmented, you can really build up the product, and that's what I like about this. If you're just starting makeup, this is a pretty good eyeshadow palette. It's got some color and some warm tones as well. So for the price point, I think it's a huge bar. We have many other shade ranges, just called different names. Personally, I picked this one up to try because of the green. So I'm gonna blend that all out. Alright, next I'm going in with the green shade here because that's the reason I bought this palette. And I'm just gonna pack it on. And as we can see, it isn't that pigmented. I find like greens and blues are quite difficult to blend in general. They can turn patchy in certain areas. But oh my god, this is looking really good. I haven't even sprayed my brush, but I can tell this is a beautiful shade. So for the other eye, I'm going to spray my brush just to see if the color is going to show more than this one. Oh yeah, it looks brilliant. So in my case, I've gone in with foundation first. Some people like to do it the other way around. For me, it depends. I was really excited to try the Wet n Wild foundation, which is why I went with the foundation first. But it really depends. I think I just trusted this palette before I could even try it. I just had a feeling I wouldn't have to deal with fallout. Okay, obviously I sprayed my brush on this side, but on this side I didn't. And I still don't have any fallout, so this is a great eyeshadow palette. I highly recommend it, 100%. So I'm gonna spray my brush again and go ham on the other side as well, so that it looks even. So I'm gonna go in and just blend out everything with the same shades that I've used earlier. Another thing I like to do is to flick my eyeshadow out so that my eyes look like more cat-eye. So this is looking really good. I'm actually happy with all of the products that I've tried so far. I'm about to do the lower lash, literally going in with the transition shade. Then I'm gonna go in with the reddish, brickish shade. Alright, so I'm gonna highlight the inner corner of my eye using yellow shade. I'm gonna dip my brush into it, spray it because obviously I want it to pop. It's so subtle, like it's not in your face, but it really pulls the makeup together. What I like to do now is just clean up under the brow. And I'm going to be taking the lightest shade in this palette, which is the pink. And I just think that it helps clean up the eye look a little bit. The eyes are done. Now we're going to go into some bronzer in the shade Forever Sun-Kissed. Looks like a really light shade in the pan. Let's see, because sometimes they look different on the pan and they apply different on the face. I personally don't think it's showing on my skin. Like, it's a really light bronzer, like extremely light for my skin tone. Really think I want to look a little more bronzy, and this isn't doing it for me. This might sound a bit crazy, but I'm about to dip into the brown shade which is on top, and I'm gonna see if that helps. Really lightly tapping into it because it is an eyeshadow in the end of the day. But oh my god, look at that! It worked! See guys, I really think you can use products in multiple ways. You don't always have to use products for what it's made. And if you think you've gone overboard, you can always just powder it down. Now I'm starting to think that I want to add some more color under my eye. I know it's crazy, I'm just going back and forth, but we're playing with makeup here.
There are no rules.
So I'm going to go in with the same bronzer shade that I use, which is the transition shade, but the darker transition shade. Now I just want to quickly make sure my bronzer isn't looking off. Next I'm going to go in with highlighter. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Face Studio Chrome Extreme Intense Metallic Highlighter in the shade Sandstorm Shimmer. See the shade? It looks amazing. I want to dip my brush into it, spray it because I want an intense glow like it says. This is such an intense highlighter, honestly. It is so intense. And obviously it amplifies by using a setting spray. And the tip of my nose, like just like on top. I'm not going to go under because then I'm kind of ruining the contour there. But yeah.
I tell you, it doesn't taste good. That's okay, it's not meant to taste good.
Now I'm going to be going in with the Revlon powder blush in the shade Very Berry. This blush is really pigmented. It's only rare that I would put blush on the apples of my cheek because I feel like that's like more of a natural look. There's nothing natural about this look. And yeah, I put blush everywhere. I like it to look seamless. I don't like it to look like there's blocks of color sitting on my face. So, and I'm going to try these false eyelashes from Amazon. I'm going to link all of these products below for your reference. These were under $10 as well, and they had some really good ratings, which is why I'm like curious. I'm not much of a false lash person. Sometimes some eye looks look really good with eyelashes. Right, so while the lashes are drying, I'm going to be doing my lips with the Maybelline Color Sensational in the shade Touch Spice. A fairly decent pink. It looks really pretty. I think it's going to match the eye look. Another thing I want to say is that I don't line my lips every single time. I like it, it's pretty. And it's really comfortable on the lips as well. It is a matte lipstick, but it doesn't feel like the regular drying matte lipsticks that you have out there. Especially to work or dinner, it's a really good lipstick, because if a lipstick's too drying and you're going to eat with it, it's going to start flaking and you don't want that. So I guess this is a good option. It's a good bargain as well for the price. Definitely. You could totally leave it like this, like I would leave it like this, but if you're looking at like something a bit more glossy, then you could like layer it with some gloss on top. I'm using the LA Colors High Shine Shea Butter Lip Gloss in the shade Sensual. It looks pretty. I like the shade. It's a really nudie pink. I guess I could wear this by itself as well. So I've applied the lashes. They look pretty good to me. I want to just again quickly touch up with some powder in all those areas that I think I need some more powdering. Last but not the least, I'm going to be spraying for the third time. I know it's a lot, but this time I want to cover the eyelashes because I don't want them to get wet. This is the final look, guys, and I hope you like it. This is 100%, 200% recommended. And my least favorite product would be, unfortunately, the e.l.f. bronzer. I guess it's partially because it's the wrong shade. Formulation wise, I think it's a little too powdery. There are better bronzers out in the market, like the infamous Butter Bronzer and L'Oreal Back to School Bronzer. I really love that one too. The foundations were really nice. It hasn't really exaggerated the imperfections on my skin. It is a really lightweight foundation for sure. However, I'd like to point out that this isn't a full coverage foundation if that's what you're looking for. It's more of like an everyday foundation, but for the price,
I would say just go pick it up, buy it, try it.
I know that the dewy one is the newer version. I think the two of them mixed together is amazing. I definitely recommend the foundations. It's very, very affordable and kind of reminds me of the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. In fixed spray, it is definitely a bargain, I must say. Fragrance isn't very strong, it's not in your face if that's something that bothers you, but I wouldn't know if this is going to help my makeup last unless I wear this makeup for 12 hours straight, which is going to be ridiculous because right now it's almost midnight here. So, but I'm gonna test these products out frequently to see if they really work or not. I think because it has a 2-in-1 feature, I think it's worth it twice. The Maybelline lipstick, for sure, if you're into pinks, then it's a really nice one. Nudish Pink Lip Gloss by LA Colors is also a really nice formula. The Maybelline Face Studio Chrome Extreme highlighters are amazing, and if you use a fixed spray, any kind of fixed spray, trust me, you'll be glowing from the heavens. Let's talk about the sponge. Like, this is probably the best sponge ever. It soaks up a lot of the product that's just sitting on top of your face. It's a really good sponge, and for the price, amazing. Because like I said, the Beauty Blender sponge doesn't work for me at all. And so I found an alternative, and it's a fraction of the price again. Last but not the least, the lashes. Because I'm not someone that really wears lashes a lot, I feel like it's a bit overwhelming for me. It doesn't feel heavy on the eyelids. I definitely think it does a great job pulling the look together. You could add some mascara on your bottom lashes if you want. I'm just going to do that right now.